Hello students, this is Dr. Rajneesh Kumar, Associate Professor at Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology, Pharmacy Institute, Greater Noida. So, I am again in front of you with another lecture on Oppenauer oxidation, which is a very important topic in pharmaceutical organic chemistry third, that is BP, subject code is BP401T. So, till now we have studied about different reduction reaction. For example, Clemmensen reduction we have discussed in the previous lecture. We have also discussed Wolff-Kishner reactions. We have discussed reduction by using different metal hydride reducing agents, lithium aluminum hydride and sodium boron hydride. So, those are all very important reactions in organic chemistry. Now, we move towards the oxidation reaction as per our syllabus. So, we started the Oppenauer oxidation reaction in first place. So, Oppenauer oxidation actually what is happening? In Oppenauer oxidation, secondary alcohol is converted into ketones. This is specifically for secondary alcohols. Okay. So, we know that the removal of hydrogen is known as oxidation. So, you can just imagine that OH group is converted into the O. Okay. So, hydrogen is removed from the alcohol to convert it into the ketone. Okay. The important point is this reaction is specifically occurring for the secondary alcohol, and this reaction is also required a catalyst. Generally, we are using aluminum tertiary butoxides or aluminum isopropoxide as a catalyst. Again, in this reaction, hydride ion transfer taking place, and the catalyst which we are used like aluminum isopropoxides or aluminum tertiary butoxides, whatever you want to say or use, can use that particular catalyst is being used as a donor of as a you can say for the hydride ion transfer actually. Okay. So, the overall Oppenauer oxidation reaction is taking place by the transfer of hydride ion. And one more thing, it is just reversible reaction or you can say just reverse reaction of the MPV reduction, that is Mervyn Pondorf-Verley reduction. So, without wasting the time, we will start the discussion of one of the most important reaction, that is Oppenauer oxidation reaction. Now, coming to the points. Okay. So, as I told you that oxidation is highly selective for oxidation for secondary alcohols and does not oxidize other sensitive functional groups such as amine and sulfides. So, you can also remember this reaction for the preparation of ketone, or you can also remember this reaction as a chemical properties of the secondary alcohols. Okay. As I told you, this is specifically for secondary alcohols. Okay. So, though primary alcohol can also be oxidized under Oppenauer conditions, primary alcohols are seldom oxidized. Okay. Why? Because the when we are using primary alcohols, they can compete with the aldol condensation of aldehyde products. Means if we are using the primary alcohols are there, and you can know propoxides, okay, aluminum oxides are also there, basic mediums are there. Okay. So, they can compete with the alcohol condensation of aldehyde products. So, Oppenauer oxidation is generally used for the secondary alcohols. The method has been largely replaced by the oxidation method based on the chromates. So, there are more than 10 or 8 methods for the oxidation of alcohols. One of the important method of oxidation of alcohol is by using chromates as a oxidizing agent. You know that chromate is a very powerful oxidizing agent, but this is now replaced by the Oppenauer oxidation as it provides the more specific oxidation reaction of secondary alcohol. The Oppenauer oxidation is commonly used in various industrial processes such as synthesis of steroids, hormones, alkaloids and terpenes. Okay. So, as I told you, this is just opposite of the MPV reduction, that is Mervyn Pondorf-Verley reduction, where we go for the conversion of ketone into the secondary alcohol. Okay, Meervin-Pondorf-Verley reaction में क्या करते हैं, we are using ketone as a substrate and that ketone will be converted into the secondary alcohol. Here what we are doing, we are converting secondary alcohol into the ketone. So, they are just opposite to each other and most of the time both the reactions are in equilibrium. Okay. So, the alcohol is oxidized with aluminum isopropoxide in excess acetone. Okay. Aluminum isopropoxide is being used as a catalyst while acetone is used as a reactant. Here you can see the reaction. So, when you focus on the reaction, we are using secondary alcohol, you can see over there. Then we are using acetone as a reagent, we are using aluminum isopropoxide and the reaction need little bit heat to be completed. Okay. When we using secondary alcohol in the presence of aluminum isopropoxide and temperature, it reacted with the acetone and we are getting ketone, means this hydroxyl group is now converted into the carbonyl group. Okay. Removal of hydrogen is taking place, means when we are going towards this direction, oxidation is taking place known as Oppenauer oxidation. Now, the same thing can be done. Here you can see this ketone is converted into the alcohol. So, addition of hydrogen is taking place, reduction is being done, that reduction is known as the Meervin-Pondorf-Verley reduction. In short, we can call it as MPV reduction. Again, in both the reactions, hydride ion transfer taking place and the catalyst which we are using, that is aluminum isopropoxide or aluminum tertiary butoxide, is helping in the transfer of hydride ion inside the molecule. Okay. Now, so first of all, before going into the mechanism of Oppenauer oxidation, we just read certain points about the mechanism. So, as I told you, the reaction in between secondary alcohols and the ketone. For example, acetone is taking place in the presence of aluminum isopropoxides, but the first step is always happening by the reaction in between secondary alcohol and the catalyst, that is aluminum isopropoxide. So, in the first step of the mechanism, the alcohol coordinates or react with the aluminum to form a complex in the second step also. Okay, so, I am just coming to the mechanism parts. So, here we can discuss the same points. So, क्या देख पा रहे हैं आप? We are having secondary alcohol. Okay, we are having secondary alcohols. We are also having this catalyst. Okay, this is aluminum isopropoxide. Okay, aluminum oxide. Example of the aluminum oxide, it is acting as a catalyst. So, you can see in the first step, this secondary alcohol is reacting with the aluminum isopropoxide and how it is reacting. एक चीज़ ध्यान रखनी है आपको, एल्युमिनियम जो है वो इलेक्ट्रॉन डेफिशिएंट एटम है, ठीक है कि नहीं. इट विल ऑलवेज नीड्स इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. ओके, हमेशा इसको चाहिए होंगे. तो और यहाँ पर हम देख रहे हैं ऑक्सीजन है, लोन पेयर प्रेजेंट है इसके ऊपर, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन है ना एफिशिएंट है. तो ये जो लोन पेयर ऑफ ऑक्सीजन है ये यूटिलाइज कर लिए जा रहे हैं किसके साथ बॉन्ड बनाने के लिए, एल्युमिनियम के साथ बॉन्ड बनाने के लिए. ओके, तो ये लोन पेयर ऑफ यूटिलाइज कर लिए गए, एल्युमिनियम के साथ बॉन्ड बन गया. तो पहले में तो बॉन्ड बन गया, उस केस में क्या होगा, दिस ऑक्सीजन बिकम पॉजिटिव चार्ज, ये एल्युमिनियम बिकम नेगेटिव चार्ज क्योंकि इसने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स लिए हैं, शेयर्ड हुए हैं. जैसे ही इलेक्ट्रॉन्स एल्युमिनियम के पास नेगेटिव चार्ज आएगा, इन द सेकंड स्टेप दिस ग्रुप विल बी ब्रोकन फ्रॉम देयर. ओके, ये अपने इलेक्ट्रॉन लेके जाएगा ताकि जो एल्युमिनियम के ऊपर नेगेटिव चार्ज आया है, इसको आप इस तरह से देख सकते हैं. मैं इसको यहाँ लिख के देख सकता हूँ कि ये जो बॉन्ड बना हमारा वो कुछ इस तरह से बनेगा, R1 R2, ये बॉन्ड बना, एल्युमिनियम बिकम नेगेटिव चार्ज और ऑक्सीजन IPR होल थ्राइस, ये मॉलिक्यूल बना। इन द नेक्स्ट स्टेप, ये जो आप देख पा रहे हैं, इन द नेक्स्ट स्टेप वन ऑफ द ग्रुप आइसोप्रोप ऑक्साइड ग्रुप्स विल बी रिमूव्ड, ये अपने इलेक्ट्रॉन लेके जाएगा, उसकी वजह से क्या होगा, इस ऑक्सीजन के ऊपर जो नेगेटिव चार्ज है ये न्यूट्रलाइज हो जाएगा और हमको क्या मिल जाएगा, ये OI ये नेगेटिव चला जाएगा। गॉट इट, इस तरह से ये हमको मिल गया। अब ये गया तो है लेकिन ये शरारती बच्चा है, ये खाली घूमेगा नहीं, इट विल अगेन कम, कहाँ आएगा, ये जो ऑक्सीजन पॉजिटिव चार्ज हुआ है आप देख पा रहे हैं, जैसे ये जो और ये निकल गया है, ये हमारे पास है नेगेटिव चार्ज और ऑक्सीजन के ऊपर पॉजिटिव चार्ज है, तो ये वापस आएगा अपना नेगेटिव चार्ज दूर करने के लिए। इस जो ऑक्सीजन के ऊपर एक हाइड्रोजन एटम है, इट विल एब्स्ट्रैक्ट दैट हाइड्रोजन फ्रॉम दैट पॉजिटिवली चार्ज ऑक्सीजन। ओके, ये अपना हाइड्रोजन यहाँ से निकाल लेगा और ये हाइड्रोजन जो जाएगा इट विल गो आफ्टर डोनेटिंग इट्स इलेक्ट्रॉन टुवार्ड्स द ऑक्सीजन एटम। सो यहाँ पर हम देख पा रहे हैं ये हाइड्रोजन विल बी रिमूव्ड by abstracting by the isoprop oxide groups, and at that time this oxygen become again neutral. Okay. So you can see over there we are getting this compounds, okay, this compounds, and because this hydrogen is abstracted by this group, we are getting this compound also. In the next step you can see now here come the acetone or the ketone. Okay, here you can see here acetone is coming. Once this complex is being formed, after that the acetone will come and it will again go to form a bond with the aluminum. As I told you that aluminum is an electron deficient atom, it always you can say need electrons. So ये लोन पेयर जो एसीटोन के ऊपर का जो ऑक्सीजन है, कार्बोनिल ऑक्सीजन है, अगेन इट इज हैविंग इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, लोन पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन, दोज लोन पेयर्स विल बी यूटिलाइज्ड to form a bond, new bond in between this aluminum and this oxygen. तो जब अगेन जैसे यहाँ पे हुआ था, हमने देखा था यहाँ पर जब ये लोन पेयर फ्यूज हुए थे तो एल्युमिनियम नेगेटिव हो गया था और ये ऑक्सीजन पॉजिटिवली चार्ज हो गया था। यहाँ पर भी सेम चीज़ होगी, जब ये लोन पेयर ऑफ ऑक्सीजन की यूज होंगे दैट ऑक्सीजन बिकम्स पॉजिटिवली चार्ज एंड दैट एल्युमिनियम बिकम नेगेटिव चार्ज। ओके, सेम चीज होगी। इन दिस स्टेप a 6-membered chair like transition state will be formed. Okay, and you know that the life cycle duration of transition state is very low, it is up to 10 to the power minus 6 seconds. So here you can see, just focus, here is our molecule, original molecule. Okay, you can see aluminum, oxygen, R1, R2, one isoprop oxide group is there, second isoprop oxide is group is there. Now come to the acetone. Okay, the bond is formed in between the oxygen of the acetone with aluminum, oxygen become positively charged. Okay, at the same time this hydrogen, okay, this hydrogen will be moved towards this carbon. How it is possible? It is possible because when this oxygen become positive charge, it will here you can see, I will show you like this, oxygen, this is the acetone. So जैसे इसने एल्युमिनियम के साथ यहाँ बॉन्ड बनाया, it becomes negative charge, it becomes positive charge. At that time these electrons will be moved towards here, this carbon become positive charge. At that time ये वाला हाइड्रोजन इसको यहाँ अटैक कर रहा है, मीन्स हाइड्राइड आयन ट्रांसफर इज टेकिंग प्लेस फ्रॉम वन कार्बन टू अनदर कार्बन. द कार्बन ऑफ द अल्कोहल फ्रॉम द कार्बन ऑफ द अल्कोहल टू द कार्बन ऑफ द एसीटोन. दिस इज वाई वी say that the overall reaction is proceed by the hydride ion transfer, because here you can say it is coming from one carbon to the another carbon. Okay. After that you can see over there this carbon become positive charge. Okay. At that time this bond will be broken in between aluminum and the oxygen, the electrons will be utilized to form a double bonds. Okay. And the whole molecule will be removed, and the molecule which we are using in the starting of the reaction, that is secondary alcohol, is now converted into the ketone. Okay. Along with the another complex we are having, in which the aluminum is bonded with the oxygen atom. Again that complex is again dissociated. Okay. Here from here in the presence of H2O, hydrolysis occur, and we are getting alcohol. It will be washed out. This is our product, which is a ketone, okay, by the oxidation. Okay. Now, disadvantage. So, Oppenauer oxidation is having little bit demerits also. The classical Oppenauer oxidation is highly chemoselective oxidation process. So, very chemoselective. Okay. But the disadvantage of this method include the use of high temperature. As I told you, we need some temperature for this reaction to be completed, large quantity of ketone. So, we need acetone or any other ketone in large quantity in excess as a solvent. Okay. Then the production, if we do not use ketone in large quantity, then it might be possible in place of oxidation the reversible reaction, that is you can say MPV reduction will takes place. Okay. So, again it is very important to keep the ketone or acetone whatever we are using in the reaction in large quantities, so that the direction of the reaction will be maintained toward the formation of ketone from the secondary alcohol. Okay. So, large quantity of ketones, hydride acceptors, and the production of aldol condensation product with the hydride acceptor. Okay. For example, aluminum compounds involved in the oxidation are basic, you know that. Consequently, prototype shifts can take place within the product. Okay. Thus, during the oxidation of cholesterol, C double bond C migrate to give a alpha beta unsaturated ketone, very important point. Okay. Here prototopic shift can take place within the products. Because of that, during the oxidation of cholesterol, which is again an example of the alcohol, C double bond C migrate to give the alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Okay. So, this is the demerits, or you can say limitation of the Oppenauer oxidation, which we have to taken care of. Now, coming to the important part, that is synthetic application of the Oppenauer oxidation. So, first is the Oppenauer oxidation is used to prepare different analgesics in the pharmaceutical industry, such as morphine and codeine. Okay. For example, codenone is prepared by the Oppenauer oxidation of codeine. Here you can see this OH functional group, that is hydroxyl group functional group of codeine, secondary alcohol you can see. Okay. This is an example of the secondary alcohol in codeine. When we react this codeine in the presence of aluminum isopropoxide, as you can see, this codeine is converted into the codenone. Okay. So, which is a very good analgesic agent and can be synthesized from the codeine by the application of Oppenauer oxidation. The next application involve the synthesis of hormones. Okay. Here you can see pregnenolone is there. It is also having hydroxyl group in this structure, and that hydroxyl group is a secondary hydroxyl group, you can say, means it is an example of the secondary alcohol. When we are using aluminum oxide and acetone, means the Oppenauer oxidation is there, then it will go for oxidation. That hydroxyl group is converted into the ketone. Pregnenolone is converted into the progesterone. Okay. The next application of Oppenauer oxidation is the synthesis of lactone from 1,4 and 1,5 diol. So, here you can see again we are using aluminum tertiary butoxide. Okay. Aluminum tertiary butoxide again in as a ketone we are using N-methyl 4-piperidone. Okay. In large excess, and one thing please note it down, the ketone should be always used in large excess, okay, for Oppenauer oxidation to take place. The whole reaction is taking place in xylene. So, you can see hydroxyl group is there, diol is there. So, both of the diol is now oxidized. One hydroxyl group is converted into the ketonic group. Here you can see CO group is there now, and the another hydroxyl group is utilized in the formation of a lactone ring. Here you can see lactone ring is being formed by utilization of the one hydroxyl group, and second hydroxyl group is converted into the keto group. That is why I have written here the Oppenauer oxidation is also used in the synthesis of lactone from 1,4 and 1,5 diols. Okay. If we are using 1,5 diol, then we are having the 6 member lactone ring. If we are using 1,4 diols, then we will get the 5 member lactone ring. Okay. So, again before ending the lecture, I just again want to remember make you remember about 2 or 3 important point of the Oppenauer oxidation. One thing, it is highly specific for the secondary alcohols. Primary alcohol can also be oxidized by using the same reaction condition, okay, but randomly, because it will compete with the aldol condensation reactions or aldol reactions. Okay. So, it is specific for the secondary alcohols. The second thing, it is just opposite of the MPV reductions. Okay. Okay. If we are not taking ketone in excess, then the reaction will go for the in opposite directions. Okay. So, in place of oxidation, reduction occur. Now, again बहुत जल्दी से हम इसको एक बार दोबारा से रिवाइज कर लेते हैं मैकेनिज्म को. सो इन द फर्स्ट स्टेप यू कैन सी देयर इज नो रोल ऑफ कीटोन, देयर इज अ रिएक्शन इन बिटवीन द secondary alcohol and the isoprop oxides. Okay. So, after that, as I told you that aluminum is electron deficient atom, it will always need electrons. So, electrons are given by the oxygen which were there as a lone pair. A bond is formed in between this oxygen and this aluminum, and the aluminum is negative charge. So, when this aluminum is negative charge, this bond will be broken and this particular group is removed. That group after after the removal, it comes towards the hydrogen. The hydrogen which is present on the oxygen, it will be abstracted by this group. Okay. And it after abstraction, it will be there. After that, what is happening now? Ketones comes into the picture. This ketone again react with the complex form, and aluminum is again having a lone pair negative charge by the formation of a bond in between the aluminum and the oxygen of the acetone. There is a formation of 6 membered chair like transition state. After that, intramolecular hydride ion transfer is taking place, which result in formation of the ketone from the secondary alcohol. So, this secondary alcohol is converted into the ketone, and in the last we are also getting second alcohol by the depletion of the complex form. Here this bond is moved towards here, and H here, H from the H2 is going to the oxygen, negative charge oxygen, and we are getting the alcohol, but ultimately the product is that is ketone. Okay. which is coming from the secondary alcohol. So, I hope that you have enjoyed the lecture. So, thank you so much students. We will meet again in the coming lecture with more topics of the unit 5. Okay. Thank you so much.